Hey everyone, my name is Noble Absinthe, and welcome back to my Samurai Jack retrospective. Today we're on Season 3, Episode 8 or Episode 34, Jack and the Swamp Wizard. Let's get started. Our episode starts off with Jack making his way to a swamp with the aid of some questionable people.
Check the swamps, yo! Press enter when ready.
Our hero makes his way to rip off Yoda here. That's Aku. The episode really doesn't try to hide it either, and thankfully, they don't give Aku the dyslexic speech pattern of Yoda. In this episode, Aku gives us a little lore, and if you know me, I love lore stories, and this one deals with Greek mythology, specifically about Kronos, the god of all titans. Hopefully you know the story and how it ends. Kronos' son, Zeus, didn't fancy his father and imprisoned him. But before that, Kronos made 3 jewels. Now, this might not be accurate to the real mythology, but, you know, as if mythology has accuracy. He made 3 jewels to enchant these golden armor. The Eye of Kronos for his helmet, giving him the vision of universal time. And the jewels for the Fist of Might and Ability, which basically allow him to control the universe. Think the Infinity Gauntlets from Avengers, but 2 of them, and less jewels. The deal between Jack and the Wizard is that the Wizard wants all these powerful, universe-destroying objects for a collection piece. And Jack, well, we know what he wants to use it for. He wants to go back in time. What could possibly go wrong? We essentially go through 3 stages of trials with Yoda Aku being pretty funny, actually.
Come on already! Do it and be quick about it! This thing gets cranky. You better hurry up. This doesn't look good. You're taking forever!
That right there is really the highlight of this episode. But we'll get into that later. Jack goes through 3 trials, one dealing with water, one where he uses a scummy flying trick from Super Mario World, the best power-up ever and you'll never see it again, and the last showing that he is actually faster than the speed of light, and that he's also played some Legend of Zelda. You might have also noticed that Screw Attack referenced this scene, so yeah, that's pretty neat. Anyway, he's got the 3 pieces of armor, Aku does his mumbo-jumbo nonsense from Banjo-Kazooie, and then boom! A universal entity pops up. I mean, it's not Kronos, so I don't really have the proper title, so I just call it a entity. It's a thing. It exists. Anyway, Jack pulls a sneaky one on Aku, and then their fight begins. Clever, Jack. Really clever. Jack beats the piss out of Aku, and even shows a little reincorporation. Again, really nice. You've played Legend of Zelda. Samurai Jack tends to do that, by the way. They like reincorporation. It's pretty cool. Aku gets bested and then runs away as per usual. Jack has a magical jewel now, and don't worry, he will never actually use it for anything useful. This was pretty fun, and I feel like the episode aged fairly well, in my opinion. It's one of the many episodes that kind of blend together to make Samurai Jack, Samurai Jack. Is it annoying that Aku runs away? Well, maybe if you want to get annoyed by that, then you can. But seeing Jack cut Aku down, the sound and visual look, they're all so satisfying that I'd rather have Jack just keep fighting Aku and have him run away. It's perfectly fine for me. Aku is a reoccurring final boss, and he's always trying to mess with our hero. This is what Samurai Jack is really all about. It's this fun mix of badassery and kind of stupidity. However, what made this episode kind of fun is that Aku laid it on kind of thick with his disguise, and you'd think this would be another example of Jack and the Warrior Woman, but they opted for something a little different. Jack isn't an idiot here. He's learning. He's not the same person he was when he first got into the future. This episode is just really fun. Most of it was just Jack figuring out the areas for the Kronos gems. But I think the real highlight of this episode was Aku. Aku has a lot of personality in this episode. He's playing around with the snake, hitting his pterodactyl, speaking Spanish, and there's lots and lots of screaming. It's just fun. It's like a buddy movie where the 2 main characters aren't really buddies. Overall, it's a very solid episode and I would recommend it to anyone. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you're new to the channel, be sure to like the video, subscribe, comment. I do read all of them. Share it, and check out my Patreon if you're so inclined. All that good stuff. With that being said, have a good day.